This is the July 9th, 2024 Shrewsbury Housing Authority meeting, and we're here at Francis Gardens. First, I want to thank Francis Gardens for hosting us, and secondly, I would ask if we have a motion on the minutes from the previous meeting.
Mr. Chair, I have read the minutes from the June 11 meeting, and I would like to vote them to be accepted into the record, please.
Do we have a
Approve and
second?
accept.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous, thank you. All right, treasurer's report. Folks, we have bank account balances, as you see. We'll talk about those later on the unfinished business.
Yeah, there's a
section.
significant up there, but it's unfinished business,
Yep.
correct?
All right, so with that in mind, let's move right on to the revolving account. All right,
Okay.
any questions on the revolving account?
Mr. Chair, I have one.
Yes?
I see routine elevator maintenance to Elevator Maintenance Inc. for 14 grand. That seems anything but routine to me. What was that for? Was there a problem, or is it just normal maintenance? And if so, that seems crazy high.
That's a
One
question
part
I
of
had
it
too.
Yeah.
is normal maintenance, and that's 800. The other part is an upgrade to the fire system in the elevator.
Fair enough, because if it was normal maintenance, that
No.
felt very abnormal. Doesn't
So
make-
11,000 of that is an upgrade to the fire system.
In the
Okay.
elevator.
Okay,
And if that's independent of our fire system throughout the rest of the complex, the elevator system, do we have a fire alarm system in the place? Should I ask Gary? I don't want
hi Gary.
How you doing? No, this was a state problem it was with the fire department, with the way the cars run and stop on floors during the fire alarm going off.
Okay.
So that was the upgrade from the state.
State meaning the state of the elevator or the Commonwealth of
Massachusetts.
Massachusetts? Okay.
Yes.
So the Commonwealth put in a mandate or something saying it
Yeah.
can't stop between floors? I'm
Yes, it
paraphrasing.
can't stop and, I guess, open on a floor where the fire is.
So the elevator had to be reprogrammed or
That's
reconstituted?
what happened, yes. They
Okay.
reprogrammed and updated the computer system.
Not cheap,
No.
It still seems expensive to me, yeah.
yeah. Was there a new component that they put in? Do you know?
Yes. Yeah,
Okay.
new components, and like I said, it was just an update.
Yeah. And was that mandated by DHCD or by the state fire marshal?
State fire marshal.
Okay. All right, well, if you're mandated, I guess you're mandated, right? Okay,
And there was one other question I had, Mr. Chair.
sure.
Paul Bergeron with regard to 177. Well, I mean, these,
No.
when they're that big, they jump right off the page at you. 15,000. So
Well, that was that electric charging station, and
Yes.
that is going to be reimbursed to.
oh, that's what that was.
Yes.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chair. I forgot. Yeah,
And
yeah.
I printed
'Cause you
as
were
because
prepared.
the last name. And here's the letter to.
Yeah, I figured it was your
Yes.
uncle or your brother-in-law or your cousin or something.
And
Figured
here's-
half going back to you. I don't know if I should say that
I
on
will
camera.
say I didn't
Yeah,
even
the
think
three
about
bullets.
that.
And the
So you're a
three
better
votes.
person than I am, apparently. No, it was just a number. Okay, so
Yes.
that was the charge. Okay,
Yes.
that's just a big reason. So we get to the chair's point, we get reimbursed on that?
As soon as I mail this, I make a copy and I
Great.
send it to DDS
Okay.
and they're
And
reimbursed.
the agreement is that they're going to reimburse us.
Correct.
Great, okay.
Okay.
That's it. Those are the only two questions I had, Mr. Chair.
Okay, any other questions? All right, there being none, do we have a motion?
Mr. Chair, I would vote that we approve the 51 vendor checks in the amount of $99,499.84.
We have a motion, can I have a second?
Second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous, thank you. All right, now we have the other accounts here.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion that we pay our 2 Section 8 vouchers in the amount of 268724.
We have a motion, we have a second.
Second.
All right, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Unanimous?
Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion that we pay our HAP Section 8 vouchers,
That's the landlord and tenant. check
correct,
register.
landlord and tenant, landlord and family, in the amount of 147 checks in the amount of 178,950 even.
We have a second.
Second.
All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Unanimous, again, thank you.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion that we approve the payroll as printed for June 2024.
We have a motion and a second.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Unanimous again. Okay, thank you very much. We're through with that. Now, Kelly?
Vacancies. Francis, we had only one, but at the end of this month, we'll have another one. Elizabeth Gardens, we will have somebody moving out the 15th. And then we have another family moving out the middle of this month. And maintenance is working in Holden Street right now.
What, so we've now had 2 family units of Holden Street move out.
2, yes.
Okay. All right. Questions?
Potential chair applicants or Shrewsbury based or anything like that, or do you not know yet?
We don't know that yet.
Okay.
They're not ready, so you don't put them up yet, right?
We could not pull a list as this unit could be offline.
For a while.
Is it in rough shape?
Very rough.
Okay.
How bad?
We're talking about screws all in the staircases, like thousands.
For what?
They must have been holding the edge of the carpet down.
Windowsills.
So they used strips, and they screwed the strips to the carpet throughout the whole apartment to keep the edge from pulling up.
Strips like strapping or fairing or something?
No, it actually looks like leather.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that wasn't there when you got there?
When the tenant moved out.
The strips?
Yeah, oh, yeah. Yeah, so they're in the process of pulling all those out and ripping up the carpet.
Anything structural, doors, windows, or anything like that?
A couple of doors.
Okay.
I saw there was a number of doors that were purchased in the purchase list.
That was for 243.
Okay. Okay. All right. Anything else we need to know about that?
Hopefully, maybe by the end of the next month, it will be complete.
Boy, I wish people would take better care of these apartments. Okay, well, we have
Seems like it's
to
always the
renovate the
family.
apartments when they move out, I guess.
It seems like it's
That's
always the
that.
family units.
Welcome
to get it
aboard.
there.
Welcome.
Thank you, I apologize.
No, that's okay. I hope you don't mind we get started.
No, no need to wait.
Okay. Okay, Kelly?
The towers, no vacancies.
Okay,
Section 8, 100%.
very good.
Resident service coordinator, Patty saw 33 residents, and she did 17 home visits.
That's more than last month,
Yes.
so she's getting her groove.
Yes.
Yep, good. Any questions about anything here?
No.
Okay. Okay. All right,
I'll take unfinished business if you like, Mr.
I
Chair.
think it's where we're at, right?
Okay.
Yes.
Okay,
So if I could draw your attention and the others in your packet all the way back up to page 4, because it's both the treasurer's report as well as unfinished business. Yes, that page, thank you. So we talked at length about shopping our money, so to speak, and looking for better rates and better opportunities for us. And Kelly was very diligent in her work with both Cornerstone and Central One. And as we discussed last week, last month, I have the notes. There were several institutions that were getting much better deals, and we were paying on average on the accounts we closed anywhere from 0.5% to 0.25% to 0.99%. Very, very poor deals at Central One. Central One was very, very accommodating to us. They were fabulous to work with. They serviced us. They met with us. So we closed whatever it was, 6 or 8 accounts. Kelly's got it highlighted on, or just above the highlight, the 4,000,002 number. There's a number of 644,000. We closed out, Kelly and I, and kind of alternated every other account we each signed for, so there was a check and balance and a record, because it was a fair amount of money. We closed out 6 or 8 accounts totaling 644,000. There's one remaining account that didn't come to fruition until today. Literally, Kelly got a call just before the meeting. That's the top account in your chart of accounts labeled Tower account 1 year certificate 79. While that rate was much better than the accounts we closed out, it's not nearly as good as the rate Cornerstone was offering us at 5%. So we are closing that account out as well. We just we're time constrained and they wouldn't let us do it a day early or a day late. So it's going to be closed today. They're going to prepare a check. Kelly's going to go tomorrow. So long story, slightly shorter. I just want to be really transparent given the volume of dollars we're talking about. Kelly and I closed out whatever it was, 6 or 8 checks. We drove those checks from one institution to another and opened and created an account at Cornerstone Bank, and that's the 644-619 that you see at the bottom of the page. That's going to add the 120 at the top of the page to it tomorrow or the next day, and we'll have a total of 764,690. So 764,690 will then be in our Cornerstone banking. It's kind of a two-phased approach because first we have to get all the money at Cornerstone and get it all collected there. And we have to wait for that last account to mature, which happened today. Once she collects that check and goes there, we will then go back and appropriate some subset of this money into various CDs. And we're not going to be cavalier about that. Kelly's going to talk to James and say, and what I'm about to say is for example only, of the 764,000, should we have 5 CDs at 100,000 each and 2 checking accounts at 100,000 each, round off, because we do need to maintain a checking account for Verizon and T-Mobile. So right now it's all in one account. There's going to be some account diversification once we get the remainder in there. She's going to talk to James and get a little input about 1 CD, 3 CDs, 5 CDs, diversification of the holdings, and then what should the amount be in reserves for Verizon and T-Mobile, and are there any contractual obligations there? Because those come from checks. Those come every month in the form of checks that need to get deposited into a checking account with their name. So I'd say we're 2/3 of the way through the process, but not all the way there. She'll get the last check tomorrow. She will talk to James this week, and she and I will go back at the end of this week or the beginning of next and appropriate that money as per James's recommendation and our own common sense.
If he requires that, if he decides that you have to separate it. Because I don't see any reason why you would have to, as long as it's accounted for properly.
I just want his input. I just want his input on appropriate treasury
Yep.
strategy, because again, we're talking about a fair amount of money, and I want
Yep.
to be, very transparent about all of this.
Yeah, but I don't, there's nothing in our contracts that require us to keep separate accounts.
Okay,
All right, so, and so
but we do need a checking account for each vendor? Is
No.
that? Oh, so Kelly thought we did.
Yeah,
I just wasn't sure it
yeah,
was,
I don't think we do, and I think you can talk to James. about
Yeah,
that.
so that's why I want to be really pensive about this. It's transferred over, it's there. I want to be very pensive about the next
Yep.
move that we make.
Yeah, as long as we keep track of what comes in from each entity, that's the important thing. But I don't know of any requirement, based on my knowledge of those contracts, which I am familiar with. I don't see any reason why it has to be.
So at the minimum, we would need to maintain a business checking account so those checks can get deposited every month. Then periodically, once a year, once every 6 months, we could call back and start another CD, et cetera,
Yeah.
et cetera. Right now, it's while we're moving the whole thing, forklifting at wholesale, I just want to get real visibility with the accountant and see what it, but because their CD rates are 5%, they're incredibly favorable. So
Yeah. And
I
you
want to
might-
put the money to work as quick as we can.
All right, and if I can help in that respect as well, I mean, Cornerstone has a program where they'll allow you to add to a CD as it comes in too.
Oh. So, I mean, I think no matter what, it's good to have a basic checking account there for
No
fundamental
No question.
consumer access and things like that, liquidity. Beyond that, we'll take some guidance from James and yourself, and
Yeah.
Kelly will come back and we'll make some moves next week. And we dealt directly with the branch manager, and he was very, very
Good, good.
consumer friendly to us.
Excellent.
So I'd say all headed in the right direction based on the wishes that we outlined a month ago and even months before that.
Well, this is a huge step. I'm glad you did it. Thank you for taking the time to do it. Any questions, anybody?
No, thank you though.
Thank you both.
So to be, again, transparent, they allow for 2 signers on the account. Right now, it's obviously us two. As we transition roles or departments or things, we may want to go in once a year and make whoever the treasurer switch over or not or whatever, but right now, it's Kelly and myself.
Yeah, I think treasurer should always be on.
I agree, and it's also good fundamental treasury practice to have not one person be on something for too long. So
That's correct.
every May or June, when this board rotates positions, a follow-up every year should be who's ever the new treasurer should go in with Kelly and transfer that single sign.
Agreed.
I don't think we need a vote for that. I think that's just common sense.
That's right.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh, the only other thing I will tell you is I recertified Kelly. I don't even know if you got an email. I recertified you on
Thank
locks.
you.
The locks
Thank
again.
you.
Oh, thank you
I
so
can
much,
pay
Paul. I'm
the
so
bills
glad.
tomorrow.
I'm so glad he does that.
Yeah, I know.
I'm not sure how it landed there, whatever, that's a separate conversation, but
Okay.
happy to do it. So there's the update on that. I think it's a huge positive financial move. I mean, the interest on that kind of money is
Yes.
significant,
Yes.
so.
Okay, any other unfinished business, Kelly?
Oh.
Yes, so with TD Bank to have Steve on the signature checks, we all have to resign again.
Okay, that's fine.
So we just have this, and once I send this over tomorrow, next month you'll probably be able to sign checks.
Okay, we do not have to vote that.
No.
Any other?
We can sign that after the meeting,
Yes.
once we close out, yeah.
Any other unfinished business?
I have one.
Yes, please, Kathy.
The feasibility study that we, contracted with Grenier, have we heard back at all? I reached out via email 2 weeks ago and I didn't hear, and I'm not really sure how long these things take.
I'm sorry, I had a meeting with him today and I should have raised the issue.
Okay.
But I can track him down and ask him.
I don't know if these things take weeks or months, I really don't
I
know
have no
much
idea.
about it, but it's been over a month, it's been a month.
Month
Anyway,
and a half,
Yeah,
6
we
weeks, yeah.
decided, it was before our last meeting that you signed the contract.
Yeah,
Yes,
Can you-
because that was the check, or the bill was supposed to come to me.
And did the
I was
bill-
gonna forward
And
it.
do we have a bill yet?
No.
Okay, so that's a sign
Nothing.
that
Right.
probably it's not
It's not
done
done,
yet.
right,
My,
right.
my acute mind would draw that conclusion.
all right. I've asked Kelly to forward the contract to me so I can contact him.
Okay, and I reached out, it was 2 weeks ago today, because I thought our meeting was last Monday, or last Tuesday, and I didn't hear back, so I took it not to be done either, but we paid it, well, we didn't pay for it, but it's been
contracted.
commissioned,
It's
so
been
let's,
authorized,
yeah,
yeah.
and it's been over a month, so at least, I mean, and if these
I'll
things
report back.
generally take 2 months, that's great, I have no idea, so I was looking to get an estimate when one would be able to see it.
I'll report back.
I was
Thank you.
wondering the same.
And I need to report to Affordable Housing Trust on that on Friday. Not that I need to report, but I have a joint meeting with them on Friday, so it'd be good to have that answer for
I
that.
may
meeting.
not have a meeting, I understand he's on vacation, that's been the difficulty of reaching him.
All right, that's all right, but
All right,
that's the only thing I have.
all right, I'll try to reach him. Any other new business? New business, anyone? Okay. Welcome to Francis Gardens, here we are. It's at this stage of the meeting. Gary, anything we need to know?
No, everything's good.
Maintenance is okay?
Yeah.
Excellent.
We're good.
All right, the facility looks good. I'm always happy to come to Francis Gardens, as we all are. Does anybody have any questions or anything they'd like to comment on?
Well,
I'll start with the one who raised her hand.
I just had a question. The thing that Kelly had sent out had a list of, like emergency things to call and blah, blah, blah. But I noticed on there, it said sparking from the plugs. Now, I have
It said what?
sparking when your outlets spark, which all of mine do.
Which we don't like to see.
Yeah, and, I mean, it's blown out a microwave, crock pot, 2 coffee pots,
In your unit?
and, yeah, and so, I noticed that I have my monitor thing, if I fall and I can't get up, and that plug is actually, there's like gray coming down, and so I was like, huh, I can't be this. But when I talked the last time, it blew out, I forget which it blew out, but then the one plug wasn't working at all, so George came and fixed it, and we discussed it, and he said the thing is, so I don't know when the next capital grant is, or how much work it's really gonna be, because he said, if you're gonna do it, it's gonna have to be like the whole building, they're all so old, they're all in the wiring, up to date and everything. But a lot of times, I'll plug in my TV or whatever, and yeah, it sparks.
So, Kelly, can you enlighten us at all on this?
I'm wondering if this, before we have fire.
If you're talking about the
Well, if
email-
she has appliances and things like that that are blowing out as a result of this, it's more than just age of outlets. Is this something that you're aware of, Gary?
I didn't, know. I know George changed GFIs in the apartment,
I think when
you
my
know.
laptop got blue,
so I
just buy
thought,
another one
you know,
now,
just
too.
changing it to GFIs,
I see.
you know.
And those have been changed out.
Yes, your
He
GFIs.
did something.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Has there been any problems since he did that?
Not on that one yet, I don't think.
Okay,
So
well,
many of them
Yep,
do it.
I have.
obviously, this is something that the executive director needs to know about, as does the,
Well, I just,
the-
was like, here we go, but, what made me think of it was that paper that she had sent.
Yeah.
well, the maintenance boss needs to know about this stuff too. No, I think that's important. That's important. Thank you for bringing it to our attention and their attention. I think that's important. That's something that you should not wait for a meeting to tell us about, though. And please feel free to. All right, but now that we know, now we'll get on them too. Next? Yes, ma'am.
The new doors, can there be something done so they're not so heavy to open?
I guess it's their fire.
No, probably not.
And your arms hurt and you,
I think they're fire code doors, and that's the problem, but
It's that and the weather stripping is so new. It hasn't broken down. You figure the doors were replaced. Some of them probably didn't have weather stripping. But
in the
yeah.
wintertime, you're gonna be really happy that they're what they are, but,
The door closers have been, the door closers have been adjusted, you know, so they are easier to open.
okay. So maybe you could talk to her after the meeting and just check and see what, okay,
that's it.
okay, well. Anybody else? As I said, we're always happy to come to Francis Gardens, we like it better when there's a cookout, but,
Hint, hint, hint.
I saw a sign saying there's an ice cream truck tomorrow.
and there's an ice cream truck tomorrow.
That
I
could have
don't
been
know why we
coordinated a
didn't have
little
the
bit
meeting
better.
Today.
Yeah,
tomorrow.
exactly.
But, thank you all for having us here today. As you can see, it's a pretty abbreviated meeting. Welcome to the middle of the summer. If there's nothing else,
You make a good point, Mr. Chair,
Yes.
about the next meeting in the middle of the summer.
yes,
This board traditionally does not meet in August. I know Kelly, as a matter of form, probably scheduled the next meeting. Should we leave it scheduled kind of as a pro forma thing and assume that we don't need to have it, or call it off or not schedule it at all? I'm just raising the obvious. We generally don't meet in August.
what's the pleasure of our executive director?
The bills.
We have to pay the bills, so.
Yeah.
We do have to pay the bills. I could send the bills out and have a vote, or have
Why don't we have a quick meeting?
Yeah.
a
I
committee.
think
I
we
just
should
wanted
have
to
a
raise the
meeting.
issue. I'm
That's fine.
okay with it. Yeah.
I'd rather have a quick meeting and take care of that than have the bills sit till September, or try to do it.
And let me put it this way, we don't all have to make it.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm not, in a
In case
rare
you're-
moment,
in case you're
I'm,
in Nantucket.
yeah, I'm not gonna be in Nantucket because I've been gone for the last half a month, but, yes, that's fine. I can make it.
Okay, so our next meeting is August 13th at Shrewsbury Towers.
Yes.
And does anybody have anything else they'd like to add to the meeting at all today? There being none, I'll entertain a motion to close the meeting.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion to adjourn.
We have a second. We have a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very much. Thank you, folks.